For Crockford, should you use weights you are comfortable with or heavy weights? Similar to what I was just explaining, is that you should never really be comfortable. You should be working hard. You should be lifting. So if the suggestion is 10 reps or 12 reps, you should find a weight that makes you feel like your maximum at those last couple of reps, like you can't push it further anymore. Keep doing that repetitively until you get to a point where actually this is comfortable and easy. That's when it's time to increase the weight again. What are your plans to break into the film and television? Well, I've had some lessons in acting, and now, you know, you might learn something about me, and that is that I just go for things whether I'm ready for it or not. So now I'm just gonna start going to castings and learn as I go, and that's how the magic happens, I hope. What led you to become a training coach? To be honest, I was always in fitness and sports and physical activity and stuff, so I just followed the journey in that direction towards personal training in the studies that I was doing. But it came to the point, okay, it's time for Baxter to leave. It came to the point where I realised that I loved helping people and I loved fitness myself, and if I could involve myself around the people in the industry, then that's something that I knew that I would love forever. And it got to a point where I was learning how to achieve a great body, great fitness, great habits, and it was even more satisfying helping others achieve it as well. Seeing that transformation in people's lives was so satisfying for me, and that's why I got to the point of actually having the passion when I was personal training to think I'm not helping enough people right now. So I started to drop personal training, create my brand in Crockford and on social media, so now I can help millions of people. That's the goal. What are your best tips and tricks for getting rid of belly fat? That's it's a big question, a very in-depth question, and there's lots to say on that topic. But nutrition is everything. It is massively your nutrition. It's the one part that people really struggle with consistently, of following the right nutrition guide, nutrition plan, eating the right food, cutting out the junk, cutting out the sugar. You know the obvious stuff. Stop having junk. You can have an occasional cheat meal, but it's what you do every single day with the right food. On top of that, it's the training plan. Too many people doing cardio instead of transforming your body with resistance training. The more muscle you have in your body, the higher metabolism, the less fat you're gonna have with that, with good nutrition as well. So on top of that, being consistent in everything that I just said. What do you do to have fun on your downtime, if you ever have any downtime? I do have downtime. I work very hard, but I have downtime as well. Just Netflix and chill. I love movies, not that I watch much, but just chilling out. When are you planning upcoming meet and greet events to see your fans? I do want to do more of these. I think it's best when I'm at an event rather than create an event. So for example, I've got FIBO in Germany, Cologne next week. In a couple of weeks I've got Body Power in Birmingham, if anybody's coming to that. Love to meet any of you, and then after that I will plan on going to lots of different events in London and keep you all updated. And of course I travel quite a lot, so I'll keep you all updated with my travels around the world, because the more I'm able to meet you guys and the more meaning all of this has, and I absolutely love meeting you. How old are you? I'm 28. I would love to achieve abs like you. Could you train me? I don't do personal training anymore, but that's why I've created these Crockford plans, so you can sign up to a training plan. And people forget that this is, you do get a completely one-to-one support. So many people think that when you sign up to one of these programs you never hear from me, and that's probably because they've bought something in the past from a different company and have achieved rubbish support. But Crockfitters around the world that buy one of my programs are sometimes overwhelmed by how accessible I make myself. So get a gym fit plan or an abs program from my website, and we can chat one-to-one, and I'll guide you through the process and help you get the results you're looking for. You've done a marathon too, in fact. Would you do an ultra marathon like 50k or 50 miles? No, just no, maybe. How did you meet Sarah? In the gym. I was personal training at David Lloyd Gym in Weybridge. She was a member. I never PT'd her, but that's where we met. And then in a nightclub is where it really began. What is your best suggestion to a busy student who wants to train his body? Training wise, just follow like follow any free plans you can find. On my app, I've got a free training program you can follow along. When it comes to nutrition, try to eat all the foods which you know are cheap and affordable. Get some whey protein, have some oats, eggs, and just like rotate the foods you know which are affordable for you, high in protein and real and natural, and just get in the right habits. And then whenever you have a bit more money you can play around with, you can add more supplements and more varied foods. What is that question? You don't want to know. Bloody hell. I sleep on average 5 to 6 hours during weekdays and 9 to 10 hours on the weekend. Is this okay? It sounds like you catch up on your sleep in the weekend with 9 to 10 hours, but ideally 5 to 6 is enough. If you're training and you're looking to lose body fat and work hard and get the best recovery, then 5 to 6 hours isn't enough. You really want to push to that 7 hours if you can. What is the best way to lose fat? Body weight, weight training, cardio, or HIIT? Interesting question. Ultimately, the best way for you to lose fat is to do the thing that you can consistently do every single day and enjoy it, because it's that consistency that's going to get you towards your results. There's no point doing 2 days of something that you hate, because by the third day you're not going to do it because you've given up. But ultimately, again, the best way to lose body fat is a mixture of it all, because you're going to be working different parts of your body in different energy systems. So resistance training, whether that's with weightlifting or body weights, depending on where you are as an individual, beginner, advanced, or whatever, and how intense that is. In regards to standard low intensity cardio and HIIT cardio, I would always recommend both for different reasons, but both are required for fat loss, in my opinion. When do you foresee the GymFit2 plan being on the app? So my Crockford app only has GymFit1 at the moment. We spoke about HomeFit1 a minute ago being up there in 3 or 4 weeks. That'll be at the same time as SheFit1, which will then be a foundation for all my 3 training programs, GymFit1, SheFit1 and HomeFit1. GymFit2 will then be the next plan to follow. So let's say 6 to 7 weeks from now. A non-exercise question: why are you such a kind, nice person? What's your motto for treating others? I thank you so much. That's very kind of you, and such a great question as well, because I'm really passionate about this topic, because you see so many people out there on social media and in real life just treating other people terribly, and it's their lives which are bad. So what does that say? That clearly says that the nicer you treat people, the karmic effect just makes your life better as well. And it's actually the perception of how you see life and you see things. You find with me that I rarely moan about anything. I only blame myself for things and nobody else. And I treat others with respect, because I know that I'll get the respect back. I think it's come from great parenting. Like, I think nature and nurture creates who you are. I think genetically I may be gifted from my parents, but also the way I've been brought up, but I've been taught about the right morals and ethics, and I think that's just a massive part of who we are, so I thank them for it. Are you planning on having a baby? Maybe. We're getting married next year, 2020 August, so maybe the baby will follow shortly after that. What's the best exercise to tackle love handles? So many. Love handles, it's all about rotation, side bends. In fact, I did a kick through the other day and I realized that, man, this is actually amazing for that lower back love handle area. Do you know what a kick through is? Where you're on hands and knees and you kick one leg through. Make sure you give it a go. It's all over my Instagram. How do you correct imbalanced pecs? I'll talk about imbalances overall, because I definitely have, my left quad is definitely smaller than my right quad. So imbalances generally, try to always, like on a bench press for example, lift the same way, or dumbbells, don't try to think, oh well that one's small, I'll do this way and this way. Always stick to the same weight, because naturally they'll build together. Maybe this one a little bit less and this one a little bit more to catch up. Make sure when you're pushing or whatever the exercise is that you're mentally engaging the weaker one to catch up. And also do some isolateral exercises, so doing one limb at a time. So if it's your pecs, then do a chest press or a chest fly cable or a machine one at a time, because you won't be able to use the other one to help you. You have to use that mind to muscle connection to really squeeze the weak one. And over time and experience, they'll even out. And if they don't, they're probably just going to be a thing that only you notice and nobody else. What is your one thing you are most passionate about, your lifetime goal? Things clicked in my life when I realized what my passion and purpose for being here was, and that is inspiring and motivating you and millions of other people to get fitter, healthier and happier. And when I realized that that was the most important thing to me, I now have a focus and funneling of all of my work, and everything that I do is working towards that thing. And even if other things like entertainment and acting comes through, I'm going to have the lever of still health and fitness and wanting to better people's lives in some way. And that's going to be with me to the day I die. I know it will. Everything that I do is going to have that umbrella over it. So yeah, that's why I'm here. This is a good one. As you're in awesome shape and natural, how do you feel about guys on roids telling people how to train and giving a false hope unless they go down the same route? Social media is the future, and I don't know if these guys are misleading people and giving them self-doubt. Big topic, and I will be a lifetime natural forever. Obviously, look how skinny I am. But even when you see my body transform, have trust and faith in me that I will never touch steroids. But the problem is with social media, as this man, Darren from Twitter has just said, is that yes, it's tough for you and me and everyone as a viewer on social media to see someone's incredible physique and think, wow, that's incredible. And to not know whether they take steroids or not. And for me, I have more respect for people that say that they're not natural, because then it's like just letting everyone know that I'm taking steroids. Yeah, I look awesome, but this is a part of the reason why. So there may be people putting out on social media that they look, and then it's misleading. It is misleading. So I don't really particularly like it, and especially if they're selling products, whether it's supplements or training programs, and their body is all over the front cover and they're using their body as advertisement when they're taking steroids. I think it's completely unfair and misleading for others. So be judgmental and wary on social media, and really look further than the superficial picture and everything else, and dig deeper and use your mind and really think about the people that you're trusting and watching on social media. Tough question. Do you believe the explosion of ripped topless men, well, and women for this fact, on Instagram is a form of body shaming? For me, it's unattainable goal, as well as respect for people who have worked hard to attain their goals. I think it's really tough because I'm one of the guys that posts photos of my body on social media, and I know from experience of looking at great guys in great shape on social media that it can have sometimes a really motivational, inspiring effect on me. Other times it can be really demotivating for me. So I can only imagine what that might feel like for somebody who isn't in shape and is working towards better shape. But it's I think what it comes down to is two things. The person with the great body on social media posting all depends on their personality, the captions that they're writing, how they're treating their followers and things like that. If they've got a great body and they're helping people achieve it as well, and they're not being arrogant and they're not body shaming people who are overweight or not in shape, then I think like it's with me. When I post a great picture of my body, I'm always trying to give value for people so that they don't see it and feel really demotivated about how far away that they might be towards their goals. But also it comes down to inside you. How do you feel about yourself? If you're feeling bad about yourself, your insecurities are high, your confidence is low, then when you see a picture of somebody who's doing really well and their body is great, then it's going to make you feel worse. Compared to when you're feeling great about yourself, you're in a good routine and you're working towards your goals, and you see somebody else who looks great, you're probably more likely to feel more positively about that person. So it all comes down to you and your mental health and where you are and the perception you have of the things around you. So keep that in mind. You're able to travel back in time and speak to yourself at the start of your fitness journey. You can only say one bit of advice. What would it be? I would remind myself that in those early days that I would be in this fitness journey forever, and every time I hit a peak I will see another one. And every time I hit rock bottom, gain a load of fat or get an injury, I will come out of it and life will continue and the fitness journey will continue. So now that I've experienced that cycle so many times over the past 10 years, I would tell myself that you're in it for the long game, relax, chill out, just keep going. Okay, final question, because this video is already longer than I wanted it to be. What is the best advice you can give someone who is severely lacking in motivation, who maybe isn't in the worst shape but wants to have that same lean, trim, amazing body? These motivation questions are like really tough for me, because outside of all the things that I've said already about motivation, is something like motivation is so easy for me. Like in my mind, it's black or white. It's so simple. If you're low in motivation, then how much do you really want it? Like for me, when I want something so bad, motivation is easy. There's nothing that can stop me getting what I want. Like right now, I want to transform my body. There's nothing in my way that's gonna stop me eating right and training. Like it's just simple. In my mind, it's a decision that I've made. I'm going for it. Like how can that not be simple? But at the same time, I know people feel a lack of motivation when they don't have a plan and they don't have the confidence to know that it's going to happen. I feel confident that I can make it, therefore my motivation is increased. So on top of that is, to get more motivation, you need to build the confidence to know that you can do that. To build the confidence, you need to see a very small amount of result. So do something small that you can do to see a small result, which is then going to have this positive reinforcement for your motivation to increase more and more and more. To find that result, what can you do? Do a small workout, go to the gym and just pick one exercise to increase your confidence. Hit 10,000 steps in a day, which is then going to drop a couple of pounds off of the weight scales, maybe. Do something which is going to increase the results, just a small amount, measure something, and then that's going to give you the confidence and the motivation to get more and more and more. And just like negative and just like positive, it's a circular effect. It just keeps going round and round, and it snowballs more and more, worse or good. So when you're on that snowball positive effect, it's fun, because your motivation gets more and more and more, and you get more and more results, and you just keep going. I'm going to leave it there. I've answered too many questions. I'm really sorry that it's been a long video, and I'm really sorry that I didn't answer everyone's questions either. But please give it a thumbs up. Click subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much everyone for supporting my YouTube channel. Hitting that 60,000 subscribers soon, hopefully, and I'm really enjoying making more content for you coming very soon. Thank you very much. Bye bye.